Hello, I'm hiding in the greenhouse today because it's very overcast outside and it's quite windy. It's not as windy as they said it was going to be, so that's quite good, but I thought I would hide in the greenhouse and I've got lots and lots of pricking out to do. Now, the first thing that I'm going to show you how to prick out is spinach. Now, I sowed 2 lots of spinach this year. The first lot didn't come up at all, but then the seeds were fairly old anyway. And the second lot I sowed, there weren't many, and again, they were coming right to the end of their expiry date. So I've only got 3 that have come up. So they're there. This variety are called Popeye. I grew those last year and they grew really, really well, but I just had a few seeds left, so I just sprinkled the last few in. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to prick these out and put them in individual pots. They are much bigger than I normally would have done. You know, I normally would have pricked them out much earlier on, but I've actually been really, really busy with all sorts of stuff, and they've just been sort of sitting here, and I keep looking at them going, I really must do you, but other things have actually taken priority. So now I'm going to prick them out. I have time, so let me show you how to prick out your spinach. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant each of these individually into one of these little square pots that I have. All I'm going to do with this pot is I will fill it all the way. Let me just move those over there actually. I'm just going to fill my little pots all the way to the top with some multi-purpose compost. Give it a bash down like this so it fills in any spaces that are at the bottom, and then just firm the top down like that. Now I'll just move this over to one side, and all we need to do now is we need to take out these seedlings. Now normally what I would do, because they would be much smaller, is I'd use my little pencil and I would just pop my pencil in at a 45-degree angle, just very close to one of the little seedlings, and lift them, and they should come out quite easily. But these might be a little bit tricky because they're that much bigger and their roots should be larger. But actually that one's come out not too bad. So when you're getting hold of your seedling, don't grab it by the stem, always take it by one of the leaves, and hopefully you can see that there are quite a few roots down here, so these look really, really good. So what I'm going to do is, if they were smaller, I would make a little hole in the compost either with my finger or with a pencil, and they would slip in quite easily. But because this is quite large, I'm going to have to make a bigger hole like that, and again grab hold of the leaves and just drop it into the hole. What you want to do is you want all of the stem to be below the soil, and all you want to be above are the leaves. So once you've got it in, fill in the hole with a little bit more compost and firm it down like that. So I will carry on and I will do the other 2, and when I've done all of them, then I will come back to you. Well, here they are. I actually had there were 4 little seedlings in there. There was one hiding, so I've got 4 of them. So I will give these a really good water. I will first of all water from the top to start with, and then what that will do is it will, if you water from the top when you first put your seeds in, what it does is it settles down all this compost on the top, and if there are any little air holes in there, it will fill those little holes up with the compost. What I will then do, any other waterings after that, is I will then put water in the tray so that the holes, the water can be absorbed through into the compost through the holes in the bottom, and that way it will encourage the roots to go down and to fill up the pots. Now these should be in their little pots for most probably only about 4 weeks, and then they will be ready to put out into the garden. You can sow your spinach straight out into the garden in about April-ish time if you want to, but I wanted to sow these slightly earlier, so I sowed them inside, and I do find that the germination rate, especially if your seeds are in date, actually the germination rate is much better. So that's my spinach. When I do move it outside, I will let you know and I will show you. Well, I hope you are growing some form of spinach this year. Spinach is really, really nice. If you pick the leaves when they're fairly small and not let them get all big and large and sort of stringy, then they're really nice, and they're very good for you. They're great sort of sautéed, but just remember that you need quite a lot, because when you cook them down they actually go down to near enough nothing at all. But they are absolutely wonderful, and the small baby leaves are actually great to eat in a salad as well. So you can eat them raw or you can cook them. Well, I hope you found what I've shown you useful, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.